Good morning, dear colleagues. I am very pleased to welcome you to this conference on health of people, health of planet. This is a big theme of One Health, of healthy people and healthy environment. Laudato Si has some very concrete statements. I quote from Holy Father, from Laudato Si, "Some forms of pollution are part of people's daily experience. Exposure to atmospheric pollutants produces a broad spectrum of health hazards, especially for the poor, and causes millions of premature deaths." End of quote. This brings us together, this issue. And related problems which need to be addressed in the context of global change, including climate change. There are direct impacts and indirect impacts springing from climate change and air pollution on people, and especially the poor. The temperature stresses, the weather shocks, the fires are more or less direct impacts. Indirect impacts work through heat stress and labor productivity, through food system changes, and through stress on the water systems, which may trigger conflicts. We should, I think, as academics, be especially focused on the not so visible but large indirect effects, the externalities. I'm very grateful to Professor Ramanathan, who has spearheaded the efforts to bring this conference together with many of you, but he played the key role sitting on my left. Ram, thank you so much. I ask for a brief round of applause to the one who pulls this off. Noteworthy is also that even before you came, a significant group of colleagues have worked on the outcome document, which will be shared with you. So we are not just coming together. Good morning, Anna. To listen to one paper after the other, but we need to drive our workshop towards a coherent set of conclusions. And that is well prepared. There was a storm of mails, a weather shock in the email account of Professor Ramanathan, who handled it all. And we all have an opportunity during the next 2 days to give further inputs. We are a science, evidence-based academy. We know that some important countries do not engage or even withdraw from climate policies these months. We should see concrete steps forward in climate protection together with local governments in such countries, with academic communities and cities. This conference here in the Academy comes at an opportune time. Next week starts the Conference of the Parties on Climate Policies, COP23, in Bonn, Germany. So it will be timely to share the outcome document quickly with COP delegates soon after this conference, but being the Pontifical Academy of Science, we need to work also for the long term and stay on the messages which come out of this conference for overcoming years, not just next weeks. And there are plans which will be shared with you by the conference organizers on how to do that. Without any further ado, I wish us a productive conference and effective follow-up, and thank you all for coming. And I hand over to our Chancellor.
I not have too much to add, only to thank the President for his presence here and for the collaboration, the organization, to thank the former President for his decision to make this meeting, and to thank especially Ramanathan for the organization of the meeting, as said the President. And also to say this academy, as you can say in this marker, as said the President, is founded in '63 for the Prince Federico Cesi, but the leader was Galileo Galilei. So these people asked to us to be in this level of things, to really put the great problems and the great solution for the contemporary world in the question of science. And thanks, we are at your service here. If you need some things, please ask to me or my collaborators, my staff, to resolve this question. Thank you very much for being here.